My mother has been married to another man for 11 years. His name is Gerald. He lives in Akron. He had no idea she had a whole other family in Columbus until I knocked on his door. I found the second phone in December while helping her move boxes after a kitchen flood. Prepaid, no case, tucked inside a winter boot. I turned it on. No passcode. The first text said, "Good morning, beautiful." Same as every day for what looked like years. My mother was in the next room asking if I wanted coffee. I said yes and stood there holding her secret in both hands. My mother is 64. My father died in 2009. Cardiac, fast, no warning. She grieved 2 years, then slowly became herself again. Book club, travel, seemed genuinely content. I was proud of her for rebuilding. Gerald's number first appeared in the phone in 2013, 4 years after my father's funeral. I sat in my car outside her building and did that math 3 times before I could go back inside. I scrolled for an hour in that car. Gerald texted every morning, most nights. Inside jokes, pet names, references to trips. Savannah twice, a cruise she'd told me was with her book club. He'd sent flowers to her office last Valentine's Day. She'd sent back a selfie I'd never seen her take, dressed up, smiling a way I didn't recognize. I put the phone in my pocket and went back inside and helped her make dinner. I hired a people finder service for $40. Gerald Hutchins, 67, Akron. Retired high school principal. 2 adult kids, a house he'd owned since 1998. Public Facebook, photos of my mother tagged as a friend, but the comments looked nothing like friendship. His daughter had liked several of them. I sat with that a long time. I kept thinking about his daughter scrolling through and seeing my mother's face and thinking nothing of it. I asked my aunt, my mother's older sister, if she knew the name Gerald. She said, "Are you sure you want to know this?" before I'd finished the question. She said my mother had mentioned a friend in Akron years ago, and she'd assumed it was nothing. I asked if she'd met him. She said once. At a lunch my mother called casual. She described him. Tall, glasses, kind. Then she said he seemed devoted to your mother. She said it like an apology. I drove to Akron on a Tuesday. Gerald's house had a green door and empty flower boxes. He answered in a cardigan, reading glasses pushed up. He looked at me without recognition until I said my name. Said I was Eleanor's daughter. His face shifted. Not guilt exactly, more like grief already waiting. He said, "Please come in." He didn't seem surprised at all. That was the part I hadn't prepared for. Gerald said they'd met at a conference in 2012. Said it was slow at first, a year of phone calls before anything else. He said he'd asked her twice to come clean to her family. She'd said she needed more time. He pulled out his phone and showed me a photo. My mother at his kitchen table laughing. He said she laughed more than anyone he'd ever known. I didn't know what to do with that. The version of her in that photo looked happy in a way I recognized completely. I confronted my mother that Sunday. Put the prepaid phone on her coffee table. She looked at it and said his name. Not a question, just said it, like she'd been expecting this. I asked how she could do it. She said she'd been alone a long time before Gerald. I said Dad died 15 years ago. She said I know that. I wasn't only talking about after he died. I drove home with the phone still in my bag. She hasn't asked for it back. She told me she loved Gerald. Said it plainly, without apology. She asked if I could try to understand someday. I didn't answer. I drove home with the prepaid phone still in my bag. I'd forgotten to leave it. She hasn't asked for it back. Gerald texted it 3 times that week. I read everyone. I haven't told her that either.